10 minutes before I walked down the aisle, my maid of honor whispered, "Don't go out there." I peeked through the door. My entire family was standing at the altar to stage an intervention. My dad held a microphone. Mom held a letter. Sister held a smirk. What they didn't know, my husband already knew everything. The part nobody saw was me standing barefoot in the bridal room, holding one shoe in my hand, wondering why my left heel kept catching on the hem of my dress. My name is Holland Mercer. I am 32 years old, and I manage a small property office in Asheville, North Carolina. I spend most days dealing with tenant calls, repair invoices, late rent, and people who swear the leak under their sink started 5 minutes ago. So I know paperwork. I know keys. I know when a story has a missing page. I just never thought the missing page in my own life would be waiting at the altar in my mother's hand. My fiancé, Rhodes Callahan, repaired old houses for a living. He had rough hands, quiet manners, and this habit of leaving notes on painter's tape around our apartment. That last one stayed on the fridge for almost a year. I needed it because in my family, responsibility had been handed to me so early it felt like part of my name. My mother, Raina, called me her steady girl. It sounded sweet until I realized it meant useful. My father, Grant, agreed with whatever kept the house quiet. My younger sister, Arden, was 27 and had never met a consequence she couldn't pass to me with a pout. If Arden missed rent, Mom called me. If Dad needed forms filled out, Mom called me. If my grandmother May needed someone to sit with her after surgery, I slept in the recliner while everyone else said work was too stressful. May was the only person who ever told me I deserved a door of my own. She owned a little blue duplex near the French Broad River, with crooked shutters, lavender by the walkway, and a brass key tied to a green ribbon. When I was small, she would press that key into my palm and say, "A woman should always know which door is hers." After May died, my mother said the duplex would stay in the family. She said it at the funeral lunch, while people were still eating ham off paper plates. When I asked about the will, Mom set down her coffee and said, "Your grandmother trusted me to handle things. Don't make grief ugly, Holland." So I stopped asking. Then I met Rhodes. He did not arrive like some perfect rescue. He was late to our first coffee because a pipe burst at a job site, and he apologized with sawdust still in his hair. I liked that. He was real. He listened when I spoke, and when my phone buzzed with family drama, he never rolled his eyes. He just waited for me to decide whether I wanted to answer. I brought him to dinner the next month. My mother opened the door, looked at his work boots, and said, "Oh, I thought you said he owned a business." Then she added, "Kind men are not always safe men." When Rhodes proposed at a mountain overlook during leaf season, I called Mom from the truck. She didn't ask if I was happy. She asked whether we had signed anything. Signed what? A prenup, a protection agreement, something to keep family property safe. The first real crack came at Thanksgiving. "This is just for the wedding venue," she said. "They need to know who can speak for you if you're unavailable." I picked it up. It was not from the venue. It was a general power of attorney form. My name typed in, my mother's name listed as agent. "Mom, this gives you access to my finances." Arden rolled her eyes. "Oh my gosh, she is trying to help. You make everything ugly now. She doesn't need this for a venue. And this is why I worry. You make her suspicious of the people who raised her." I'm not signing it. 2 weeks later, May's brass key disappeared. I kept it in a small ceramic bowl beside my bed. One morning, the bowl was empty. Arden had been in our apartment the day before, borrowing a steamer. When I called her, she sounded bored. Why would I take some old key? Maybe Grandma wanted Mom to have it. The clerk at the recorder's office printed the